Hello friends, welcome to Evolve Edutainment, and here on this channel you learn how to learn. And today's topic is how to become an active listener. Today I'm going to talk about the techniques of being an active listener. So far in my videos I have explained about active learning. If you are an active learner, there are tremendous benefits. If you are an active learner, you remember about 80 to 85% of the information after 6 to 7 days. You improve your learning capacity if you are an active learner. But if you are not an active learner, if you are a passive learner, you just remember about 20 to 25% information after 6 to 7 days. Active learning includes active listening, active reading, note-taking, class participation, group discussions. And so far I have explained about active listening. I have talked about the benefits of being an active listener and 5 types of listening mistakes that we all do, and we all do those mistakes because we are human beings. And I'll leave the links of those videos in the description here. So let's dive into the techniques of being an active listener. The technique of being an active listener is called the PAR technique, PAR technique, where the P stands for preparing your mind. The A stands for active listening and R stands for review. Now I want you to imagine about a judge in the courtroom. Being a judge is a very prestigious job. The job of the judge is to listen to the lawyers and the prisoners in the courtroom most of the time. His job, 70% of his job is to listen to the people. Imagine if a judge zones out for 2 to 3 minutes during the courtroom, what will happen? He will end up giving a wrong decision. That's what they do not want to do, and that's the reason they are so good listeners. Judges are really good listeners. But it never happens that the judge say like, let's listen to what the lawyer or the prisoner has to say. I'll make some decisions. They do not take this casually. They prepare their mind for listening before even the trial has started. They prepare their mind and then they do the active listening, and then they review the information whatever they have understood or heard. Same way, as a student, you can also prepare your mind for listening. In your school, your college, or your institution, you have some time before the tutor comes into the class. You can utilize that time to prepare yourself for listening. When you prepare your mind for listening, you tell your mind what to expect when the teacher is talking, so that the brain can comprehend the information, so that you can connect to what the tutor has to say. So before the class starts, it's your time to make a note of whatever you're expecting from the tutor to explain. You know, as a student, you know that what topic is going on in the class. You already know that what chapter the tutor is going to teach in the class. So during that time, you can pull out the textbook and you can start to read the headings or the bullet points, start to see the pictures, whatever there is in the textbook. So this will prepare your mind for listening. Also, if you had any doubts while doing your homework, this is your time to ask your tutor about your doubts. Just like a judge, before even listening to the lawyers or the prisoner, the judges read about the background or the criminal history of the accused. Same way, as a student, you can read about a little bit about the background history of whatever the tutor is going to talk about, and if you have that thing already in your mind, you will be able to comprehend the information. You will be able to connect to the tutor for that topic. And when you connect to the topic that the tutor is talking about, you will make your day a great day. Now coming back to our judges, there has been a study that shows that the probability of a criminal being released is higher during the first 2 hours of the courtroom, and the probability of being released goes lower before the lunch time. The study showed this happens because during the first 2 hours, the energy level of the judges are higher. Therefore, they think clearly and make quick decisions. But right before the lunchtime, when the energy levels are low, they prefer to keep the prisoners in the prison rather than giving the wrong decisions. So now you must be wondering what this has to do with you as a student. Now think about this. If you are hungry and you're trying to listen to your tutor, There is no way that you can get less hungry if you're hungry. You will only get more hungry. So if you're hungry, your energy level is less. There's a good chance that you won't pay attention to your tutor. And if you're hungry and if you're tired, there is no way that you'll be able to pay attention to your tutor. So you can prepare your mind by having a good breakfast and good sleep last night, especially for the subjects where you struggle. For example, if you struggle in physics and if you know that you have a physics class next day, you have to be prepared for it. So you can prepare for it by having good breakfast in the morning and good sleep in the night. You can also prepare for listening by choosing your right seat in your classroom. I recommend students to sit either in the front row of the classroom or in the center, because if you sit in the back seat of the classroom, there's a good chance that you will get distracted. Our brains are wired to pay attention to everything that is going on in our surroundings. So if you are in the back seat, you have a lot of students in front of you. There's a good chance that you will pay attention to, oh, those two were talking. Oh, what is she doing? However, if you sit in the center or the front seat, you're less likely to be distracted and you'll be able to see your tutor good, you'll be able to listen to your tutor good, and you'll be able to see the board good. So if you truly want to improve your listening skills, if you truly want to listen to your tutors, you have to sit either in the center or in the front of the classroom. So that was the P, preparing your mind for listening. So the 3 points of preparing your mind for listening are: number 1, having some background knowledge of what the tutor is going to talk about. Number 2, prepare yourself for listening by having good breakfast in the morning and good sleep in the night. Number 3, choose to sit either in the center or in the front row of the classroom. Since I didn't want to make this video really long, I will make another video on the other 2 techniques of active listening and review, the A and R of PAR technique. So if you are new here, consider subscribing and share this video with anyone who may need help and give it a thumbs up. I hope you have a great day and keep learning.